Good morning, guys. I'm like, what do I want to show you? It's a little bit of a mess. So, maybe I should put it. We are drinking coffee. It's nice and early. About 6:30 in the morning. It's Monday morning, and this week I think I'm gonna do a week's worth of workouts as I'm going to Ball Gym this week rather than Bali MMA. That should be nice and easy to film. I did start Saturday, Sunday, so I've actually been there twice. I probably should have started that then. But when it's somewhere new, I just like to feel my feet, but they went really well. So all good. Let's go do this. Have a great week and let's go smash it out. Let's smash it out, Steffa. We are a bit tired and not really awake, but let's go. So the reason I am going to Ball Gym for the week is because I have injured my ankle. So all the stuff we do at Bali MMA is all skill stuff. It's all, again, around a lot of people, whereas at least at Ball Gym, I can isolate all the muscles, I can sit down, I can work crazy hard without hurting my ankle even more, and I can really be self-aware and make sure that doesn't happen when you're surrounded in a gym where you need partners, and it's a, what's it called? It's a multi-people sport, martial arts. So yeah, that's why I'm going to Ball Gym for the week. So come with me, let's go. So as you see, I randomly picked this spot in between the squat rack. I don't know why, to do a little warm up, of course. Warm up in Bali, 2 seconds, you're going to be hot, so that top had to come off. So I like to just do full body every day, movement, mobility, flexibility, generally a lot of dynamic stuff I do, but because of the ankle, we're needing to be a little bit more careful. So actually I just kind of do a upper body warm up, and then I warm up on the machines, but lightly with the legs. So I just want to make sure I feel good every morning. I need to do some sort of movement and stretch. Here I'm testing out my ankle, and ooh la la, I can squat. Good job. Now we're testing out a bit of a wider angle. From what I remember, I don't think I liked this angle in terms of pain in my ankle. And then, come on, we gotta do a little bit of legs. I love swooshing these legs around. So we working some hip movement and some back and forth, work the hamstrings, stretch out the back. Again, other side. This is actually quite good for the core and hip flexor. And I'm a little bit tight for space, making sure I don't bash my leg at all. And then for some more swings. And again, I'm having to be super cautious because any wrong sort of movement on that ankle, it's really not great. So now, yep, it's all good actually. Look at that, happy days. So moving on, we hit this epic squat machine. I maybe have used one of these machines once. Flip, I love it, really targets the glutes. And what I'm doing is really driving through my heel. So my ankle is almost switched off, like the rest of the legs are really supporting the ankle, because I can actually go to full depth. What I can't do is go to full leg extension. As you see, I'm being very wary at the top and keeping my legs slightly bent. I'm trying to still get a little bit of a glute squeeze with that posterior tilt. And actually, let's look at the numbers. 25, that is 30 plates on each side. So happy days. We actually did a triple set. I did the squat rack, which you just saw. Now I'm pulling the most craziest facials. Oh dear Lord. I need an emoji to cover that, but I'm not that good of an editor to get one. So, that was heavy. We are doing leg extension, single legs, and I think that's about, again, 30, might even be 35 kg each leg. Big deep breath, and here we go again. And surprisingly, you know, that big rubber cushion is right on my ankle, and my ankle was able to withstand that. So it's probably a good little ankle rehab as well. Yeah, there's 2 5 plates. I can see that now. So like I was saying, I did a triple set. So the squat rack, the leg extension, and now this hamstring curl. Yes, I know I'm doing the hamstring curl wrong. Oh, some old guy's legs, nice. However, I really wanted to target the glutes. I'm saying that like I did it on purpose. I actually just didn't know how to use this machine properly, but it's okay because later on I saw another lady using it, and I see you just keep the legs super straight, and then obviously it's a hamstring curl, so you just curl up from the heel. You don't move your knee, what I'm doing. So it might look a bit erratic, but actually I'm trying to keep the same length in my leg and just drive the heel up. So we're working the glute and the hamstring, which I've done on other machines before, like as a little substitute or variation. Here I decided to film not my heaviest set because I actually felt it more on the lighter weight. So I thought, let me go back to a 10 because I hit 5 rounds of these 3 exercises. So then I decided with this same machine, I'm going to double it up and keep a nice straight leg. It's not fully straight, but I'm literally just targeting the glute here, like burn, 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 burn. And I did 20 reps of that. And I think I cut now because, yeah, we cut. So that last 3 exercises, we did 5 times. Now we moved on to another 3. I like doing things in 3. Maybe because the machines were all close to each other, but look at those legs. Look at that middle split. Pow, kapow. Nice. So this was pretty much the full rack on these. I was quite warm, so I ended up pretty much going straight into a full rack, working those glutes with that turnout position. And then I hopped on and got right to work with the correct hamstring curl movement. And this was my last set, so I ended up doing a drop set. I think I ended up getting to 50, I think it was 50 kg, it might have been 55. And then every 5, I dropped down 1. As you can see, getting a nice pump through the hamstrings. And the first 2 drop sets or 3 drop sets, I was like, oh my gosh, this is not getting easier. But it did get easier. But because you're so fatigued, the burn still just keeps intensifying. And then this machine is so dope because all I can visualize is back kicking somebody so hard in the ribs or the abs or even the face. But obviously that angle isn't set for face, unfortunately. But yeah, this is a bit of a weird one because I can't to get the correct extension and real like heel drive all the way through to my glute. I actually don't have my foot on the floor. Maybe that's personal preference, but it felt really good. And I think I'm filming this with maybe 4 plates or even 3 plates to start with. But as you can see, I go and add on another plate. However, I don't think that was the last set. I took one more video just to finish off this day at Ball Gym, and I got to 50. And again, I'm not pushing anything too crazy in terms of my weight because I'm here to look after my ankle. I don't want to be silly and suddenly something pops. We just want to keep it nice and strong and firm. Look, I look like a reindeer, not reindeer, like a deer. Why did I say reindeer? Is reindeer a thing? Yeah, it is. But you can see those glutes are working. Let's go. Yeah, I love it. So that was it basically. So you could do 3 supersets. You could have made that into, see, I got 5 plates there. Or you could do what I did was 2 triple sets. And thanks so much, Ball Gym, for having me. Good morning. So we are on Tuesday morning. How early did I get to the gym? Not that early actually, not as early as the day before. And I was a little bit lost where to start, which is often the case. But I think by this time I had realized I'm going to train back, which I had thought of the day before, and then I obviously went and forgot. So generally what I do, I don't really worry or panic. I just start to warm up, as I always like to move my body, every single body part. But as you can see, we started to work the back, maybe with some, for me, just stretchy, activating series. This isn't actually the workout. This is just like activation, warm up, setting the full posterior chain, as you can see here, into go mode. So yeah, we did some like cool yoga press ups. And actually, I think because I did a shoulder workout, maybe if you want to go back and look, I had very wide arms for those shoulder push-ups. And it actually felt really nice. I tried the elbows in and it didn't feel as nice. I normally do it with them in, but actually my arms felt more secure in the wider position. So, you know, shoulders, scapula down the back. I try and keep everything very technical, even when I'm doing, you know, this basic stuff at the beginning. I will make sure I'm very aware of every part of my body. So here I'm thinking shoulders up or shoulders down, like elevated or depressed. And I think it's quite hard to see in this angle. So maybe they're elevated. I think they're elevated. There's not much of a gap there. So yeah, we're just stretching out, feeling out the body, as you can see, breathing. And I see what's happening now. Oh yeah, more back sets. So all of this sort of back extension work comes, for me personally, from gymnastics. We're doing a little bit oblique work on this side, and then we'll change. Wow, look at that back muscle. Let's go. Surprisingly, I haven't put on any weight. I don't think. I'm still at 60 kg, even though I feel like I'm doing a lot less. But maybe I'm eating less. Now we're at the core, crunches, full hollow body. And where do we go to next? So we try a little chest stand, and as you can see from that facial, the coming down hurt my ankle, but silly me went to try it again, and then we got even higher, but it hurt my ankle even more. So we gave those a rest. So then we started the session. As you can see, we went into some bent over rows. Now, my form for everything this week is going to just be pain-free. So the main thing here, my legs were probably more bent and I was probably a bit more upright than usual because of my ankle. Then we got this wicked GHD machine. I'm going to talk about that later when we come on to the second round. So I basically did a superset with these bent over rows. The facials in a minute get hilarious. Yeah, give me a wink. Oh yeah, grip those teeth, massive eyebrow lift, and she's done. Good job. So here we are, we've got a better view now, nice and bright. I did 3 sets of these. This is a full back extension, like giving you full back bend drills. I'm even working my arms, like pulling the arms down and back behind me, so my scapula's working. That was 16 kg in both hands. So between all the supersets today, because I was working a lot of back, I want to keep my back safe and protected. I tied in some core work. Obviously a little bit extreme for some people, but it was really nice hanging. And actually the guy said, you better do something impressive as I'm holding the camera. So then I just did. So this is really quick. I need to talk quickly. I did 10 reps of this, internal to external rotations, all behind the back. So we always have our hands in front, but I'm working this back range. So I'm really working that full shoulder mobility all the way in, all the way out. all the way from flexion to extension. Now this one, look, I'm going way too fast. I didn't do it this fast whatsoever. And I actually made it a bit harder. I was more forward, so the resistance band was hard. But second time around doing it double arms was really tricky. Now this, I use these as if I've got my, all of this work is working towards like dancer pose, where you can grab your toes and you can handstand, scorpion handstands, lots of skill-based stuff, even with my gymnastics, flipping. A really nice, strong, flexible back and strong, flexible shoulders is needed. Plus, it keeps it way more fun at the gym. So now we're sticking with the back extensions, but we're holding up the back and we're working those shoulders again. So it's a double whammy. This is only 2.5 kg in each hand, but I went to 4 kg next, and then I went 6 kg. Forward and up, round to the sides, and even with a tricep dip, as you can see now. This was one of the last exercises. It felt amazing. And the heaviness of the weight, as you can see there, bam, is giving me that extra lift and that extra bend. Look at that, so good. It felt amazing. And for the 6 kg, looking back was quite hard. I was like, oh, be careful. It's almost one of those don't try this at home scenarios. I have been training super hard and super long my whole entire life, basically, every single day, every single hour. And of course, I tied that in with another core exercise, pike lifts, or V-sit-ups, should I say. We smashed out 20 reps again. I probably had a break, 10 and 10. And I could really feel my abs working, and of course my back. I actually thought I'd be really sore the next day, but I'm so shocked that I'm not sore. I'm on Wednesday as we speak, and I'm still not sore. So I'm really repping out lots of reps if I can. So 20 reps is my go-to this whole week if possible. As well as working the core, I constantly stretch out my back and my lats in a flexion position, so nice and curved, the opposite to a back bend. That for me keeps me in good condition, working both extension and flexion. So now we're gonna move on to another double superset with some pull. So I'm keeping my arms nice and wide. It technically does look pretty good, but for me, because I'm working my back, I would love my chest to stay out more. So I'm very arched in the scapula, but I don't train these a lot. So this, when I look at some skills, this part of my back is the very rounded part. So just holding this as a stretch feels insane. It's pushing right under and kind of on my scapula. So then we try and make it even more difficult, and I do the pike just to get up there, but the drill is to hold a tuck position, work that core, and feel the pressure through that point. As you can see, it is pure agony. Again, I don't do these very often, so I only managed 4 to 5 reps when I was doing this. And then you got to lounge it out, as you can see, and crazy side eye. Again, I'm having a nice little stretch. I wanted to keep these things in for you because even this is quite impressive. How circular my spine is, all the way from the tailbone, all the way up to the top of the head and neck. I always like to work the opposites, you know, flexion and extension. I'm not just gonna crazy do one. I feel like that's just gonna be too imbalanced for me. So now we're working the lower back. So again, I'm having to bend my legs a little bit because of my ankles, but the plan is with this drill, as you see now, squeeze, is to really stretch and keep the legs nice and stretched. So I'm prepping for my ankle, protecting my ankle, or I tried to stretch my legs before I went back, and it worked pretty well. I'm also trying to keep internal rotation with my legs, because as a ballerina, I worked external for like 20 years. So we even got in some skills at the end. Woohoo! Check those scorpions out. Straight leg scorpion, hand balance. The strength is there and the flexibility was there. Had such a good session. Happy Wednesday morning, guys. So up nice and early this morning. As you can see, I saw the bottom part of the gym was empty. So here I go with my warm up. We're gonna train arms today. So I'm just doing my usual big arm swings, a little bit of twist and rotation through the spine and working those elbows, and just a little bit of crazy fast warm up. Plus I know I'm filming, so I know you guys don't want to see this for ages, so I just do something super quick. And because of the way I train as an athlete, my body is well conditioned to go pretty much straight in with a nice vigorous quick warm up. Like I just need to hit all the spots from head to toe, and just check everything is in the right places. I'm feeling good. Here I'm just again warming up that spine, warming up that core, activating, stretching through the legs. I just did a little bit of shoulders. And I think I head over to use the weights in a minute to actually warm up the legs. Even though we're not doing legs today, as you can tell from the past 2 days, I always like to do a full body. Oh no, we don't go into legs. We start to do some skills. So I'm clearly missing the boxing here. So we're doing some jabs. I'm feeling out my feet, especially my ankle, to see if it can take some footwork, but I presume it can't, as I then stuck to a static stance. So we're hitting some straights, then we're rolling into some uppercuts, and then into some hooks, and just obviously missing my martial arts. So I've been a week away from Bali MMA, can't wait to get back, but I don't think the ankle is quite ready. As you can see, I'm doing a little bit of footwork, but on that front foot, as you can see, I'm keeping it very neutral, very flat. I'm not on the toe, I'm not pushing through my hip, because I can't. It will hurt my outside of my ankle where I have sprained it. But we're getting in a little bit of shadow boxing here, just feeling out the body, maybe for my mental state, make sure I haven't forgotten anything. It did feel a bit weird because I can't really get into the flow with my foot, not 100%, but at least we had a little go. Here we go, bish bash bosh. And I think we should be finishing up with those punches real soon. Bit of ducking and weaving. And okay, we go for a little shoulder stretch, a little bit more of a back stretch, hamstrings. I clearly felt the, oh, look at that outward breath. Oh, I then go into a little bit more hardcore with those punches with some 2.5 kg. And actually, I did tell you guys, I've been doing some evening sessions, and one evening I did a full shoulder workout with all the dumbbells you see in front of me. And I tied it in some supersets with some of these more skill-based exercises, basically just punches. So from what I remember this morning, my shoulders were burning. I don't have DOMs, like I said, but I could feel the fatigue in doing this, because the other night I was doing rounds for like 1 minute on each punch. So I'm obviously taking some deep breaths here. And then I start to activate the shoulders. So today the plan is an arm workout, and because it's in the morning, I felt like I could target the shoulders, the biceps, and the triceps, and the chest. So that real upper body experience. So yeah, I must just be getting into the flow, pushing my warm up a little bit more, working those weights, and maybe showing you a couple of shoulder exercises that I did the other evening. Just activating all the muscles I'm going to use in the workout today. Like I said, shoulders, biceps, triceps. I'm doing some bicep curls here. And then I go into some tricep. I don't know if they're called dips behind your head. Over the head tricep dips? No, I don't know. Again, don't try this at home, but my body is used to it, and I've got just doing some extra dynamic stretches, overhead flexion and behind the back extension. Having a little dance and a boogie. Oh my word. And then she goes back to the punches, and I give you a little front view. Not that it's very attractive, but you can see those abs working. Let's go abs. Boom, boom. And then we got the uppercuts. I probably did this for about 45 seconds each to a minute. But obviously you don't need to see this again. So I just cut it short, trying to keep those angles nice for the punches and keeping the dumbbells up towards my face without hitting my face. Damn, I obviously love this stretch. I've done it like 3 times now. Here we go. We're going into a little bit of a leg section. I just swinging the legs forward and backwards just because I just need a full body warm up, as you guys know. I'm going to skip through this nice and quickly. Doing some back kicks. And then I love this new sort of power kick that I've been doing, which is across the body and twisting the opposite way. Now, if that is not a good crossover stretch, I do not know what is. Oh, I'm obviously feeling a bit powerful in those legs. The legs are the most favorite thing for me to do. So once I get going, I can't really stop. But I do stop and we crack on with the workout, as you can see now. We start with a superset. I decided to film all my videos upright today just because of the machines that I'm on. There would be so much space. I do double up. So I'm doing tricep dips. My first set was with the chest really open. If you need to go watch that back, the chest is really open. And then I go into this hollow body, and then I work the hollow body tricep dips. So it just slightly works your chest and shoulders, slightly different angles. I do prefer when I'm actually doing a body weight, a calisthenic tricep dip, I do prefer my chest extended, back extended, nice open position. And as you can see, I supersetted that with an incline chest press, I think that would be called, but it was on a diagonal. I hit 3 rounds of everything today, and I just tried to get 2 sets of exercises on the machines and just smash it out. It depends how hard it was, but I definitely got at least 10 reps on each. Same with this tricep extension and bicep curl, keeping those elbows nice and in and tight to the body, not moving. Yeah, really was able to push the weight. Oh, and then again, missing a little bit of sports specific stuff. So I added some explosive punches with a 10 kg plate. We then moved on to a double set of a chest press and a shoulder press. Now, these machines were a little bit different, so I thought I'd give them a go. The chest was nice and wide, straightforward punch, a shoulder press straight above the head. And it's so great that you can push. I feel like I tried to do some shoulder work the other day, and it's scary when you've got free weights doing the shoulder press and you don't have a spot. I feel like they're injury prone, but here you're locked into a very square, strong position with that machine. So that is super helpful. And I think I hit like 40 kg on those. Then I saw a guy working a chest across, but I remember when I was in a gym in Dubai that I trained this down to the bottom, and it just feels like you're squeezing everything super hard, like your chest, your arms, your core, everything is bracing. And I was just thinking about BJ. Actually, I'm laughing at this point because I thought if I push any harder, I'm going to go to the toilet. But we wanted to get those 10 reps in at 20 kg on each side. So we did, again, 3 rounds of this, and then I saw a guy doing this, and I thought, let me try that. Not that you can see because of that angle, but that what I could see in front of me in the mirror My shoulders were popping, my biceps were popping. So this was the third round that I filmed, and I tried to hit the 20 kg on both arms for the bicep pull, but that was too hard. So as you can see, I took a little break and dropped down to 15 kg where I could finish my 10 reps. Woohoo! This just feels so epic. Like, that feels like it's pulling your body apart and then you're just pulling it in like some superhero exercise. I do love it. And that was me done. Yeah, I'm not super enthusiastic with arms. There's not really much you can do apart from machine stuff. So I then had a bit more time. My ankle was feeling really good. So as you can see, I just did some really mini calf raises. And I thought, let me see how much I can play around with my ankle rehab. As you can see, I'm doing a hold. And then I start to go side to side, moving from the little toe to the big toe, you know, like a lateral lean from one side to the other, testing out the pressure on the outside of the ankle and the inside. I can't fully go to my best calf raise, and I can't, as you can see, fully extend my leg. That will hurt. So we don't want to push into pain, but we want to just be on the edge of it. Makes sense? So I'm just happy. As you can see, very nice high calf raise there. Nice ballerina position. I could have held this all day. I trained a lot of this stuff when I was at ballet school, and I used to train extra work at the gym on like the Bosie balls. So yeah, super proud of that ankle. As you can see, I'm wearing my ankle support, but I've taken off the strapping. So it's doing really well. It's only been like a week and a few days. I go for that single leg hold again. Maybe I tried to elevate that heel a little bit more. You can really see my calf working there. And the lighting is great on my legs. Let's go. Right, give me a new exercise. No more. We don't need to see this. Okay. So then I don't like to be imbalanced. So I didn't want to do something super extended, super high. So I did the same level on the left as the right. So it's a little bit more of a bent calf hold there. Then I'm just pulling up the toes, working my shins, but again, it's more testing out the foot and the ankle. And actually there was no pain this way. So that's really, really good. Very promising. My gym membership is coming to an end at the end of the week, maybe even Friday. So we've only got 2 days left. So I then have to come to the question of, do I extend it more? Do I make it a month? Or do I go back to Bali MMA? I don't think my calf is ready just yet, but we've got the end of the week and the weekend to make that decision. So now I'm going super bent with my legs, as bent as I can with the angle of that ankle. And then actually I could drive up into my toes pretty high. And again, it's because the bent leg is giving that angle of the foot in the comfortable position. So I am able to almost work my calves safely without injuring the ankle. I'm doing that lateral sway now from side to side in a bent position. This is how I do a lot of my own rehab. I play with the movement. I just think of forward, backwards, side to side, up and down. I test where the pain threshold is. And then just like any exercise, you think of like the speed, the tempo. Do you want to do isometric hold? Yeah, you just did the dynamics, the speed. So yeah, I just play with it all and I seem to get myself back to good health. And from there, we are then dropping. Oh, we're really testing the pressure on that heel. I remember being quite scared at this point. I was going super slow, and because of that, and because of the angle of the foot with that high calf raise, I remember the burn in my knees especially. I think there was a bit of a burn in my quads, And again, we're getting in quite a good few reps. And I'm now talking to you in the afternoon and I'm still able to walk on my ankle. It's not like it's made it worse. It hasn't inflamed it, but I will keep you updated how that feels tomorrow. Because if it does make it worse, you know you need to hold back on how much you are working your injury. So then I'm trying to go knees to the floor, and that's about the best point I can go to. However, this is another progress point. As you can see, I'm doing a quad stretch, and then I try it on my other foot. And for the past week, I haven't been able to hold my toes and extend my ankle like that because that's pressure. So I'm actually super happy at this point. Yo, as you can see, we are back at Bali MMA. This has actually skipped to Saturday morning. So I've ended up doing a full week at Ball Gym, but I don't think I got a full week for you guys on the footage. But if you loved this, then let me know and I can do more full weeks of what I get up to in my gym workouts. So as you can see here, I'm back at Bali MMA. My mindset goes to fighting in terms of strength and conditioning. I did, my general warm up. I did a little bit of stretching and core. And then we went straight into this neck exercise. I've got a black band. I've tied it to the wall. And we're doing all angles. So front, both sides and the back. I'm holding for 10 seconds. And then I'm doing a little squeeze into that range of motion to get my full neck pump, as you can see. And yes, I have got a towel on my head. And yes, I look like a bit of an idiot, but it's all good. I'm really pushing that neck. And then we go into the back. Obviously, my hair's in the way, just things us ladies have to deal with. So I'll speed this up, but again, held it for 10 seconds. And as you can see, started to do the little neck pump. You can do this with somebody holding the band as well. Just make sure it's in line with your head, and then be really careful when you come in to finish off the move that you don't suddenly spring into their face or into them. Now, this is really exciting. I've actually got 7.5, and as you can see, I'm moving through that ankle. It did hurt a little bit, but I thought I'm just gonna get over it and just go for it, because this is my third set of doing these explosive, like, pull into a staggered position. We're going from like full extension, stepping up almost, and those arms are coming through the bicep curl into a drive straight through the shoulder press. So that was exciting. That looked maybe quite speedy, I don't know, but it felt really slow. So I thought I would just show you the 5 kgs, but actually after doing 3 sets, these also didn't look too fast. When I first started, I was really could go for it. But yeah, all the way from the bottom, it's almost like a sprint start. I'm not sure if runners do this, but it kind of would make sense to do it. And yeah, I'm just happy I'm getting a little bit of strength and explosion through that ankle. Now this one, again, I'm giving you full-blown core and that throw sort of punch action. Now you can do this a really easy way where a lot of people do it, where they sit up and then throw the ball. Now, if you try and do it simultaneously, where you throw the ball at the beginning of the sit-up, that is where you're really gonna feel the advancedness of this move. Is that even a word? No, it's not, but it's now a word in my dictionary. So yeah, and again, the more you push, the more you can catch it above your head and just go straight for the move. Here we go with some fast accelerating punches, forward, 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 trying to catch it at the same time, and bouncing straight into the straight punch, into some explosive RDLs. Yes. Back was feeling good, core was feeling strong, so I could really squeeze my glutes forward. Sometimes I don't like to do that. And for me, that was quite light. And yeah, we were doing 10 reps. A lot of the things we were doing 10 or 15 reps.
This one I have a bit of a annoying hamstring injury. It's not really an injury because I can do absolutely everything. It's more of a niggle and it's just annoying me. All the exercises we did at least 3 sets, and actually probably some we did 4 sets. I thought I would advance this and try and work that leg and work more of a front split position. For me, because of my ankle, the other version that I was doing was hurting my ankle, so we adapted so that my ankle was totally fine, and that was with a heavy 15 kg, as you can see. So that was it for that day. And as you can see, we've just jumped straight into ball gym. So this was last weekend that we went to ball gym, and I love this. I think it's called a GHD machine, I think. Glute hamstrings. I'm doing Nordics right there. And it's a bit of a weird setup because that big circular bit in the middle is too big. I just got super excited because I always need these machines in some of my exercise programs, especially when I was working with James Ralph with a lot of explosion and athletic performance stuff. So now I had it, I jumped straight on and I was just having a great time. And then I just wanted to film some things. I did some proper sets, but I just thought for camera, for Instagram, as you can see, it's long ways. I just wanted to film some bits. But because we were a bit short with how many workouts you got, I thought I'd add them onto this. So this is so perfect. I'm getting such a long lever through this position, both front and sideways, really working the side position, really working the obliques, the core, and just getting such a massive range because you can dip your body. You're getting like a full 180. And it's just heavier, like your head is heavy, your body's heavy, and you're just hanging off the edge. So it's really good, it's really comfortable. It was perfect for these, just not so perfect for the Nordics that I was doing earlier. Let's fast forward. We then try some crazier twisting. And again, we're in a nice long lever. So it's like the hardest position you could be in. And then again, I was just getting a little bit sports specific with some straight punches. And just having a good little fun time on that machine. Of course, I went to the other side, so I'll just skip this through really fast. Right, so this is not the perfect example of this exercise. I'm a bit too low down and I realized it, and then as you can see, I pulled my body up to actually hit the correct positioning, to hit the core properly. The other way, I was too low, and it was more the fact that my legs being tied into the machine that I wasn't falling. I wasn't really working my core properly, but I'm glad after I assessed everything that was going on in the exercise, I kind of clocked, oh yeah, I'm not feeling this in the correct position, or So we then, as you can see, the first set was 10 kg. I probably did 5 kg first, 10 kg plate second, 20 kg third. And I was doing 20 reps of that straight punch overhead in that core position. And then the 20 kg, I could only do 10 and 10. So as you can see, I'm doing a little stretch before I go again. So my legs are fully locked out. They're strong. I go just above horizontal. I'm just taking a prep here. We're keeping the elbows in and we're driving that punch straight up to 12. As you can see, hollow body, push, power, strength, and the 20 felt great. Here are those Nordics again. It's almost like not proper Nordics because my pelvis is not able to go down. It feels more like that other machine where you target your glutes and lower back. So I was basically doing those, not really Nordics, but I could feel a really good squeeze with the glutes. And obviously I'm right over the edge here. I'm not being supported right up to my hip. Then we go for some back arches again. I think the first video you saw was the better lighting. So this was maybe one of the first videos. But just loving the back extensions. They feel so great with your legs held into position on this. And I don't know if I've got it on video. You might have seen it before, but you can add weights to this, whether the weight is on your back, in your hands, in your front. You can do everything. I probably, because it was my first day at this gym this day, I didn't do all the weights. I probably did it on different exercises, and this was just a final little burnout, and then obviously I switched to the other side, but we've seen all that. So I think in terms of video footage, this is it for this week, but you've got 45 minutes of me in the gym, so I definitely think that's enough.
Hey guys, so I've literally just been doing the voiceover in the little corner of my room, and I thought I'd just jump on to finish off the vlog and come train with me for a week. We didn't get a full 5 days or even 7 days, depending on how you count the week. But we've got a lot of footage and a lot of me chatting. So probably enough for the first time doing this. If you want more, please comment below. Please subscribe. Viewers are always going up. I really appreciate it. Subscribers, followers. Check me out on Instagram if you haven't, because all this training in the gym goes straight into training in my martial arts, my gymnastics, my dance, so you can see everything else that I'm into. Lots to see on my page if you haven't. If you're new to my page, go check it all out, and more to come.